Hello. Today we are playing a yandere yuri visual novel called It Gets So Lonely Here. I know absolutely nothing about this game. Ebi Hime. Ah, there's the music. It gets so lonely here. Oh, that's a different title card than the one I used for the thumbnail. Oh, that is loud. Hold on. Holy shit, that is loud. Hold on. Jesus. Okay. Let me check if everything is good. Looks like it. Yeah, other than the fact that it is yandere and yuri, I know absolutely nothing about this game. So, let's just get right to it. I know nothing, but based off the, quality of this title screen, I'm a little apprehensive, but whatever, let's just start. You are running through a forest. Let me actually check and see if my model is in a good spot for this. Is it good? Okay, it might be okay. It is late at night and the sky is black as pitch. What does that mean? Black as pitch? Oh, this was probably translated into, like, from Japanese or something. There is nothing to light your way save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you are going. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm covering up too much, that's good. Even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour, however, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. Jesus Christ, that is loud! Guys, this game is loud! Alright. You do not know where you are going. Did it say that again already? You have no map, no route, no plan. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire as you run, save to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught. If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. I feel... Okay. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going, on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You have no idea how long you've been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged? It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon, she will catch you. Then, your life will be over. Where'd I put my... Oh, I already finished it. Never mind. You do not know if she is still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. Let me know, as always, if the audio is okay. It is super loud. It was super loud on my end. But if I need to turn it up for the stream, let me know. If you were to see her, silhouetted beneath a tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Why not tell me that if I, when I probably look at her? Then you would crumble. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise when you made that contract that you would never be alone? Okay, so I roped myself into this. Cool. would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. You run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet. I feel like this probably translator doesn't know what an apostrophe is. It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you are drowning. It feels as though you are being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. You run and you run and you run and run until, at long last, you reach a fork in the road. Story time! Hello! There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Hey, Vesta. Hello! Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. Yep. Oh, hello! You cannot exactly double back on yourself, though. Not when you have put so much effort into running forwards. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you are so deep in the forest. Dark though it might be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old, dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Hi, hello. Your fate, if you will forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Oh, so the narrator is outside of this? Okay. Now, I wonder, which path will you take? I only have 6 slots? Oh, shit. Go to the shore, the village, or the castle. Let's go in order. So, you want to go to the shore. Good idea. What will you discover there, I wonder? This night is far from over, and there are any number of adventures still waiting for you. I hope that you've prepared for yourself. Jesus, I cannot talk today. I hope that you have prepared yourself in advance, and I do hope, for your sake, that you have learned how to swim. I have a sneaking suspicion that this skill might come in handy. Well, yeah, because I'm going to the shore. You follow the path which leads to the shore, supporting yourself on weary, aching limbs which feel ready to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. You are a little more than a wisp of a girl, but you've been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a great lumbering thing. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope as you continue to run that you will find a means to escape your current predicament by the shore. You do not know what awaits you. Oh my god, I feel like I've chosen a bad day for this. I cannot talk. You do not know what awaits you, but you have visions of a harbor extending out to the horizon, cradling a fleet of white-sailed fishing vessels. Surely there will be a kindly fisherman who will be willing to take you far, far away on his boat, to a place where your pursuer will not be able to find you. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly fisherman, a face you have lifted from the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. He will have thick, bushy eyebrows and a dark brown beard streaked through with gray. He will look intimidating at a glance, but he will be fiercely protective of you, just like a father, which I do not have. You do not know what fathers are supposed to be like. Called it. You were only imagining. Clearly. It is your imagination, however, that grants you the strength needed to keep going. I'm on like a top of the hill or something? You run to the shore. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods. But finally, you do it. This game feels lonely. Just like me. And everyone else here. We're all lonely deep inside. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that? Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? No. Why would it? The forest is behind you now, at least, and all the awful nightmares that lurk within it. It is still cold, though, and still foggy. It is still dark, too. The sun has yet to rise. You can see the moon more clearly now as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down on the vertiginous cliffs, which plummet sharply downwards to an array of sharp, spiky rocks below. You felt upon escaping the woods a degree of hope, but the sight of these weather-blasted cliffs gives you pause. You inhale. Then you frown. Now what are you to do? You did not think this plan of yours through very well. Not that you had much in the way of a plan in the first place. There is little in the way of civilization here. The cliffs are far from the village. How far? You do not know. And you cannot see any houses. Some nice vocals. Where exactly will you rest your weary head? And what of your weary legs? Can I see what I look like? Fitfully, you look around. There's nobody to see. There's nobody to your east, nor is there anybody to your west. There's no point in looking south. That is the way you came. And when you look to the north, the world falls away from you. The cliffs are too steep to scale, and it is too dark. So I'm not at the top, I'm on the bottom. Naturally, there is not a soul here to help you. You are on your own. Just like the title of this game! You feel so overwhelmed you could very well cry. You do not cry, however. You know that tears have never helped anyone. Excuse me. You got yourself into this mess. Now, you need to get yourself out of it. It is with this thought in mind that you inhale a lungful of salty oceanic air. Then you begin your exploration in earnest. Keep away from the edge of the cliffs, afraid that you might slip and take a sudden, unfortunate tumble into the abyss below. You are not as attached to your mortal body as some humans are. You do not want to... Okay, so I'm not... Okay, so the narrator is not human, I guess. You still care for yourself, if only a little. And it is this sense of self-preservation which compels you onwards. So, basic human morals. You glance this way and that, depressing the tall grass beneath your shoes as you search for a place of shelter. Surely there must be somewhere. You cannot see any likely-looking settlements, but... What is that, over yonder? Could that be a roof? That is barely a roof. You hurry onwards, hope budding anew in your heart until, at long last, you reach your destination. There's a house, after all, out here in the wilds. What is this game? It is a yandere yuri visual novel, although we've only had mentions of the supposed yandere. Basically, a reading and clicking simulator, but I love those types of games, so I don't mind. But I also chose a bad day for this because I cannot talk today for some reason. I don't know, but the music is going insane. There is now... Oh, there it is. There's a house, after all, out here in the wilds, though it doesn't, at a glance, look very welcoming. The music is nice. A solitary house that you have discovered, not so far from the cliffs, is rather unremarkable. It is so small and squat, you cannot imagine it contains within more than one floor. Cooking? You cannot even imagine that it contains much more than one room. Though it is dark, it's not dark enough to mask that the cottage has something of a slant to it, so it's gonna fall over at any second. This leaning listless roof, meanwhile, which tops this dwelling, have certainly seen better days. There's a hole in the thatch. There are several holes, in fact, and parts of it look particularly bare, almost bald. Bald, 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 bald! My eyes! That is rather concerning. Should it rain, we will not be properly protected from the elements. Can you really stay the night in such a place? Can I ask why you always play yuri or yaoi visual novels? I like them. And I found this one from looking through someone I watch's YouTube channel. Like, I get a lot of like my recommendations from there, and they really like yuri or yaoi visual novels. Plus, we haven't played one in a while. You have some misgivings. But do your misgivings matter, really? There is nowhere else to go. It's not as though you have met any other options. It's with a sense of defeat, therefore, that you approach the cottage, which sticks out of the earth like a tombstone. Part of you wants to turn back, but you know that would be foolish. The windows of the cottage are dark, but that does not necessarily mean it's empty. It's rather late at night, after all. Whoever lives here, if indeed anybody does live here, might be asleep. You cannot imagine the owners of this cottage will appreciate being roused so very late at night. It actually looks relatively early in the night. Like, it doesn't look incredibly dark. You cannot let yourself worry too much about these small details, however. Otherwise, you will never get anywhere. Swallow. Gulp. The taste of the salty sea breeze is pungent in the back of your nostrils. Then, you rap the knuckles of your right fist on the door. You rap? You rap quietly at first, but you do not hear any resultant shuffling inside the cottage. Yeah, I don't know, man. I see the weirdest things every day. Perhaps you did not use enough strength. Emboldened, you rap your knuckles on the door for a second time, more loudly this time. You wait a few moments, but still, you cannot hear anything. Perhaps the cottage is unoccupied after all. You knock for a third time, then wait. The third time is, as they say, the charm, but for all that, your knocking goes unanswered. Well, nobody can say you did not try. More intrigued now than anxious, your fingers find the handle of the door. You pull it down, and to your surprise, it yields easily. The door swings back for you, as if by magic. It feels almost as if this was preordained. Oh, gee, I wonder who's gonna be in here. You step foot inside the cottage, which is very dark, and glance around. It's hard to see, given the lightness of the hour, but the cottage's interior is about as inspiring as its exterior. Which is to say, not very. You don't need to clarify that, I get it. Is every bit as small and as cramped as you fancied when you observed it from the outside. There are a few cupboards which line the walls, a wood fire which has since been extinguished, and a straw pallet on the floor which must function as a bed. There are some great ones too, like Slay the Princess, House of Fata Morgana, DDLC. I am planning on playing both Slay the Princess and House of Fata Morgana one day. I mean, I've already played. Yes, I have played DDLC, and I've watched a lot of playthroughs on it. I basically know not everything about that game. There's still some new things I find occasionally. Your search is unsuccessful, however, when it comes to trying to locate other human. Are we good now? Hold on. Okay, my stuff disconnected for a second. My bad. Alright. We good now? I think so. We're back. Okay. My stuff, my internet disconnected for a second. Okay. All of a sudden, you feel incredibly weary. The tiredness that assails your limbs is absolute, so intense that it overcomes the last of your concerns. You settle down upon the straw pallet, yawning as you do. It is not comfortable, but being able to lie down eases some of your aches and pains. Lying down, even on an uncomfortable makeshift bed such as this one, is better than standing. It is far, far better than running. Your eyelids fall shut, your lashes melting together. And, soothed by the sounds of the wind and the distant rolling of the waves, you fall asleep. Then you begin to dream. It's not uncommon, of course, to dream. The best and the worst of us do it, from queens in their castles to peasants sleeping in the straw. Why? Who is it to say that all of you Why? Who is it to say that all you've observed tonight has not, in a sense, been a dream of its own? Would that make your nighttime fancies then a dream inside of a dream? Where do you find these games? I actually, a lot of my wish list just now, right now, I just looked through my favorite YouTuber's channel and all the games that he's played that I have not seen and see what ones interest me. Perhaps our dreams are empty, hollow things stacked inside one another, like little wooden dolls. Is that not a whimsical thought? How very droll. Your dreams, however, cannot be called whimsical, and neither are they particularly droll. They're not pure fabrications, as dreams sometimes are, fleeting fancies which can never come to pass. Do they mean fantasies? Your dreams are of a rather more pernicious sort. I feel like there's a weird disconnection, because there are some very, complicated words used here, but the grammar is not the best. Well, I guess that's mostly in terms of, the lack of apostrophes. In your dreams, you are at the conservatoire with your red hair tied back into two prim, proper braids. Can I see a CG of this? You're walking through the courtyard, clutching your books to your chest as you make your way to the library. Your head is bowed, so as to not look at the faces of your passing classmates. You do not want to meet their eyes. These girls, with their sensible braids and their sensible shoes, are merciless. I got bullied in school, didn't I? As always, you hunch your shoulders together in this dream of yours, so as not to draw their attention. But alas, it is not enough. You stumble, clumsy thing that you are, and you fall. And just like that, all eyes are upon you. I'm seeing some French words in there. Okay. So this might originally be French, which makes a lot of sense. They're staring at you. They're laughing at you. You lay there on the ground by the fountain, your books scattered, and your skirt in a woeful state of disarray. Hopefully none of the books fell in the fountain. Your knee hurts. Is it bleeding? You examine your injured leg, trying not to cry, and as this transpires, you hear a voice. One of your classmates is calling out to you. She has acknowledged you. You look up shyly, tears beating in your eyes at a girl taller than you and prettier, and much more refined. She extends her hand towards you. CG? Does she need to help you? It cannot hurt to try, can it? Hesitantly, you reach out to accept your offered aid. Her fingers curl around yours tightly, perhaps too tightly. Her nails dig into your skin. It hurts. Deftly, the girl pulls you to your feet. Your legs feel weak from your fall, and your knee is still aching, still bleeding. You stumble, feeling out of sorts, but you're not afforded much of an opportunity to gather your bearings. The girl's hands are on your shoulders. She's laughing at you. Then she is pushing you. Well, son of a bitch. The sound of the fountain and the running water which drums against its basin is all of a sudden very loud. It is overwhelming. Hey, Cora. It surrounds you. Then it engulfs you. It is cold as ice. You cannot breathe. Breathe, that's the word. The rushing of the water continues, echoing in your eardrums over and over, and then... No. You do not want to remember this. What good will it do? It is in the past, where the past ought to remain. You're never going to go back, not even in your dreams. It is this determination which forces you back into the world of the waking with a start. You gasp like a fish as you sit. Okay. I heard like the mic get. I can hear it. Basically, what happened to my early streams. You gasp like a fish as you sit upright, your eyes unnaturally wide.
You're doing the Yuri. I just finished watching a Yuri because I just realized it is a Yuri actually.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
Oh man, I heard the mic there. I don't know if it's popping, if that's the correct term, but like breathing on it, like I used to do in my old streams, because I didn't know how my mic worked. You feel wearied from a lack of sleep, and with half-lidded eyes, you glance about. It's still dark inside your cottage, the sky visible from beyond the window splashed still with stars. I have no idea how long this game is. This might take more than one stream. I am not sure. Seeing how much is already within this first route, I honestly thought that, like, I don't know. How long were you asleep? You're not sure. Your dream was so very detailed. It really did feel like that you had been transported into a different time, into a different place. When you inhale, you can taste rank, fetid water in your mouth. Excuse me. Tentatively, you pat yourself down, your fingers trailing against the front of your uniform. Can I get its name? It gets so lonely here. It's in the title and description. They got that pilot mic. So vivid was your dream. You have expected to find that your clothes are damp. This is not the case, however. You are in fact perfectly dry. Well, now what are you going to do? Will you go back to sleep? That sounds like the best option available to you, but you are very tired, but your senses feel too overwrought all of a sudden for sleep. You do not think you could bear it. On unsteady legs, you rise to your feet, then stand by the window. You look out to the starry sky and to the pitted moon which hangs amongst them, and you frown. You can hear the wind outdoors, howling like a injured animal, and more softly, the ebb and flow of the waves as they meet the cliffs. But that is not all. What is that sound? Why would you stand in the window where they could see you? Why? It is almost like singing.
Siren.
La la la.
La la la.
La 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 la. The voice is far away enough that you cannot pick out any individual words, nor even the individual syllables, but there's a haunting quality to it all. The singer, whoever they are, says it's quite the pretty voice, high and clear like a bell. Just look for the duration. Ah, thank you. The song is a melancholy one, which stirs your heart. It's about 4 to 5 hours? Perfect! That's an average stream anyway. Thank you for looking that up. Curiosity takes root inside you, as it did during that fateful day you found that book in the library. Logically, you know you should not go outdoors to seek the source of that singing, but emotionally, that's another matter altogether. You really should have learned your lesson by now. You should know better than to go sticking your nose into business which does not concern you. But naughty little girls such as you never do learn. You cross the old fisherman's cottage as though in a dream, and reach for the handle of the door. The handle depresses easily enough between your grasping fingers, and the door opens with a click. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. The rest of the world yawns before you, framed in the doorway, all of it bathed in moonlight. You thought it was cold inside the old cottage, but it is colder still now that the door is open. An unpleasant wind rushes forth to meet you, knifing mercilessly through the fabric of your uniform. Wouldn't it already be like the same amount of temperature since there were so many holes in the roof? You look around across the cold and hospitable oh my god, I cannot talk. Inhospitable landscape, your fingers clenched into fists at your sides. Then you step out into the unknown. I was about to do a Frozen 2 thing, but I don't think my voice can do that right now. You canvass the cliff face, led by nothing more than that luxurious singing. Probably the one in the track. So haunting and ethereal is his voice, as it hangs on the breeze. I feel like this would work better, the voice in the background music, if it wasn't playing before this. So haunting and ethereal is his voice, as it hangs on the breeze. It would be enough to send 1,000 ships off to war. You keep walking into the night until you reach the very edge of the cliffs, where they drop downwards into empty air. Wait, I thought we were on the shore, not on the edge of the cliffs. I thought we weren't meant to climb up. I must look further, but the voice has yet to cease. You can still hear it echoing inside your head. It compels you to act. You look down at the shore, which seems like a dizzying distance away, then out to the ocean, which is breaking against the scattered rocks below. You're just reading slowly? Am I reading that slow? I feel like I'm reading kind of quick. Your eyes narrow with determination. Then, you take a step towards the cliff. It is time to jump. These cliffs are steep and the rocks below them are sharp. You can see them glinting in the darkness. Their tips jagged. I shouldn't have stopped there. Their tips jagged like the teeth of hungry predators. The cold wind blows, rocking your hair, and you shudder from it. My thing is lagging again. Hold on. Oh, please don't disconnect again. Please. We good. Oh, hello, I'm Rich Evans. Sorry, I'm fixing my replay. Flagging for me too. I think it's me. Okay, we good now? I think my Wi-Fi isn't the best today. The cold wind blows, rocking your hair. You shudder from it. Your shoes were not built for scaling cliffs, and your heels do not have much in the way for purchase, particularly not when the cliffs are so steep. Clinging to the cliffs is no small feat, yet you are determined to ease yourself down onto the shore. In one piece, preferably. One piece. The wind is so powerful, it feels as though there's something deliberately malicious to it. You wonder during your descent if it means to knock you off your perch on purpose, to cast you down to the rocks below. Well, if that is what it wants, then you refuse to give it the satisfaction. You can be awfully stubborn at times, and now is one of them. You continue to climb. How long have you been at it now? Until, at long last, your feet meet the shoreline below. You've made it. You did not sustain too many injuries. Your palms are throbbing, yes, after gripping those rocks, and you might have a few cuts, but your wounds are of a shallow and superficial sort. Things could have been worse. In conclusion, you flex your fingers. They feel uncomfortably numb and cold alongside it. Your skin is prickling, but at least you can still feel discomfort. At least it's still attached to your bones where it ought to be. Your vital organs concealed within the hollow cavity of your body. Okay, cool. What the fuck? Oh, that's behind. Hold on. I was wondering, I was like, that's really behind. Okay. You have a lot to be thankful for. This night has, by and large, Superstar, we got all you need, and so much more. It's been quite successful. Yeah, we're back. Ah, shit, did we leave? Not again! If it did cut out, we climbed down the cliff and we made it. Okay. Okay. Okay, from what I understand, this character is bullied. How did it end up climbing a mountain? Oh man, did it cut out that much? Shit. Okay, so we woke up from the dream and we heard singing outside. And we... Okay. Okay, OBS is reconnected. Okay. Restart the stream, gang. I'ma lose it. I'ma lose it. Okay. Okay, if it happens again, I'll stop this one for now and then wait until we get it fixed, because currently my stepfather, who can work this stuff, is eating and he can't fix it right now. Okay. Oh my god. The quality on my main computer replay is so ass. Okay. Okay, if my OBS disconnects again, I will end this stream and wait until we get it fixed. But for now, I will keep going a little bit. You sidestep sharp, jagged rocks with teeth.